Do you think Paw Patrol is just an innocent cartoon? But what if I told you, behind its cute and lovable characters, there's a secret so dark, it will shatter everything you thought you knew? Think about Chase. Today, he's the brave hero of Adventure Bay. But what was his real life before Ryder found him? Was he truly just a normal puppy, or was he part of disturbing experiments with memories erased forever? And not just Chase, have you ever wondered, who were Ryder's mom and dad? Why has the show never mentioned his parents? Was this just a mistake by the creators? Or is it because there's a hidden truth they never wanted us to see? Well, in today's video, I'm going to uncover these two shocking theories. First, the disturbing secret behind Ryder's parents. And second, the dark life Chase lived before Ryder adopted him. So stay with me till the end, because after hearing these theories, you may never look at Paw Patrol the same way again. Have you ever seen Ryder's parents? Think about it, this little boy has no family, no home, no past. But somehow he has a fully high-tech tower, advanced gadgets, and knowledge so far ahead. Even real scientists would be embarrassed. Is this normal? Or was Ryder never a child at all? In Paw Patrol, every episode focuses only on the pups' missions. But Ryder's personal life? Zero. No mom. No dad. No friends. Nothing. And fans keep asking, where did Ryder come from? Why is his background completely missing? And it's this blank space that has fueled a disturbing conspiracy. The theory says Ryder was never born. Yes, you heard that right. Ryder was never a real child. Instead, he was designed in a secret government lab. A team of old scientists worked to create the perfect experiment. Their goal? To control children's behavior, loyalty, obedience, and mindset. And Ryder was the final result of that experiment. His mission wasn't just to lead the pups. It was to slowly influence the minds of young kids watching. To manipulate an entire generation without them ever realizing it. Now think carefully about Ryder. He has knowledge of everything: engineering, mechanics, communication, leadership, even psychology. And let's be honest, can a normal 10-year-old boy naturally learn all of this? Impossible. This proves that Ryder's brain was pre-programmed. His neurons were coded with artificial knowledge before he even existed. He builds drones. He designs an entire high-tech control tower. He plans missions and strategies like a trained military general. These are skills that take real engineers decades to master. But Ryder? He looks like a child, yet behaves like a genius. That's why conspiracy theorists believe Ryder isn't human in the way we think. He's an AI hybrid child. A biological body with an artificially modified brain. Look closely, Ryder's emotions are extremely limited. He's always calm, always logical. His expressions almost feel mechanical, like an AI program trying to mimic human emotions. He never gets angry. He never cries. He never breaks down. Is that normal behavior for a child? Or is it proof that Ryder isn't really a human kid, but a pre-programmed prototype? And not just that, think about this. Why is Ryder never alone? Why are the pups always around him? Have you noticed? Every pup blindly follows Ryder's commands. No questions. No rebellion. Marshall, Rubble, Rocky, Zuma, Sky, Chase, all of them obey Ryder instantly. And here's where the conspiracy theory comes in. It says Ryder has a neural frequency transmitter, a hidden device that controls the pups' brainwaves. The pups think they're acting on their own free will. But in reality, Ryder's frequency is running inside their minds. That's why they never argue. That's why they're always available for Ryder. That's why their loyalty feels unnatural. If Ryder were just a simple trainer, at some point at least one pup would ignore him. But in Paw Patrol, that has never happened. What? Because the pups aren't really Ryder's friends. They're not just pets. They're lab experiments, subjects Ryder controls. But now comes the most disturbing part. What if the Ryder we see isn't even the first version? Rumors say Ryder is actually the final successful prototype. Before him, many versions were created in the lab. Some were too robotic. Their minds were unstable, glitching, breaking down, and sometimes even turning violent. Those failed prototypes were completely erased. All records of their existence wiped out. And the Ryder we see today? He's the polished, perfected version. Also, have you ever noticed? Ryder's age never changes. Years of Paw Patrol content. And yet, the pups don't grow older. Ryder doesn't grow older. It's like time is frozen for him. What? Because Ryder isn't a living child. He's a design construct. So now think about it. If Ryder was never a real child, then where is the real Ryder? Or maybe, there never was a real Ryder at all. The Ryder you see is nothing but an experiment, a creation of a hidden lab. And his true mission? No one can ever know. Maybe, it's still going on even today. And all of us, unknowingly, are walking on Ryder's invisible leash. But now let's talk about Chase's backstory. A story that almost nobody knows. Because you only know one thing. Ryder adopted Chase. But before that, what was Chase's real background? No one knows. And that blank space has given rise to countless conspiracy theories. And today, I'll uncover the most disturbing one of all. You already know that Ryder introduced Chase as a security pup. Yes, a German shepherd trained to protect, to follow strict discipline, and to act like a born leader. But have you ever wondered, what was Chase's life before Ryder? The TV show only shows Ryder adopting him and making him part of Paw Patrol. But no one ever explains how Chase suddenly became a perfectly trained police pup. And most importantly, how could such a young pup carry such strict discipline and military-style training? And that's where a very disturbing theory comes in. This theory says that Chase was part of a government experiment. A hidden training ground existed, where special breeds of dogs were taken to be shaped into perfect canine officers for police and military work. Chase was one of them. But this wasn't normal training. The pups were separated from their families. They were taught one thing only: follow orders. And if they made mistakes, they were punished. Severe mistakes meant extreme punishments. Now imagine this. An innocent pup who just wanted to play, laugh, and live freely, instead tortured, shaped into a robotic soldier. That trauma left scars. Maybe that's why Chase sometimes suffers panic attacks in the show. Maybe that's why he has a cat allergy. Maybe that's why he has claustrophobia. What if all of these weaknesses came from that cruel training ground? But here's the shocking part. The theory says one day, after enduring unbearable torture, Chase somehow managed to escape. And while running away, he met Ryder. And maybe that's why the very first time Chase met Ryder, he looked scared, hesitant to trust. But Ryder, with his calm words and control, adopted Chase. And soon after, made him part of Paw Patrol. But here's the real question. Did Ryder actually know Chase's past? Or was Ryder himself already on a secret mission? Maybe Ryder didn't randomly adopt Chase. Maybe he was sent to retrieve this special pup who escaped from the government project. One theory even says Ryder deliberately chose Chase because he already had military training inside him. And here's where things get darker. At first, Ryder treated Chase normally, just to build his trust. But when Chase fully trusted him, Ryder placed a special device in his collar, a microchip with tiny electrodes and a transmitter. At first, Ryder tested him with simple commands. Walk straight, follow orders, respond instantly. But slowly the experiments became more disturbing. Ryder taught Chase to communicate with humans. Ryder forced him into rescue missions. And Ryder kept pushing him to risk his life again and again, conditioning him into the perfect hero pup. And if Chase ever failed, Ryder punished him, sometimes keeping him hungry for days, sometimes inflicting pain, until Chase was brainwashed into believing that only by becoming brilliant, obedient, and self-sacrificing, he could earn Ryder's approval. Maybe Ryder even manipulated Chase into thinking, if you succeed, maybe you'll be reunited with your mom and dad. That false hope kept him going. But over time, all those punishments, all that pain, broke Chase completely. First the torture at the government training ground, then Ryder's cold experiments. Little by little, Chase's free will was destroyed.